What's up, She's Not Selling sisters? I have a very special guest in Dubai with me at the moment. She was one of our 40K earners at the gala. She tells us about her story, what she's doing now, what is in store for her in 2026. You're going to absolutely love this one. I'll see you inside. So I just did something.
I can see. We love
I literally fly out to Dubai tonight. I banned myself from going back to the mall and then
you should live at the mall.
I literally should. So I thought it'd be fun to do a little unboxing.
I'm dying to see.
I have never, by the way, I just want to preface this by being like, I'm not one to just walk into a designer store and just be like, that, I'll take it. Yeah. But today I was just on a mission. I was like, I really wanted some extra flats. So I'm kind of like starting to upgrade my wardrobe, but more as like just some basic iconic things that I don't have to like replace every single thing. Yeah, exactly.
Durable, long lasting.
Right.
I get the vibe.
So I got a nice pair of Dior shoes.
Yes,
slides,
they were amazing.
And now,
I mean, it's worth it, right? It's like a capsule wardrobe full of designer.
Louis.
The box. I love
Gorgy.
Louis Vuitton shoes.
It does feel a little bit better, a little bit more durable than the Bali fakes.
Yeah, we'll say that. Oh my gosh.
And this guy was great. He was very quick. I was like, I need to go.
Oh my gosh.
But just a classic.
So excited. Oh no, they are amazing.
They're amazing. Hey, I just literally fell in love.
No, and they've even got a little flat. Oh my God, they're amazing. I love the gold.
They? Tash, calm down over there.
They are sick.
Aren't they gorge?
God. Oh my, I'm jealous.
And I also
kinda
just think,
some.
yeah, they were like $1,300.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
And I'm getting tax back as well.
Okay, so technically they're only like
they're under 1,000. Yeah.
Bargain.
Go, math.
Oh my God. I love those.
I thought this would be a nice segue into the actual episode today because I wanted to talk to you. Obviously, you're doing amazing in remote sales. So I want to talk about that and get your story and how you found She Sells and all of that.
For sure.
But I also just wanted to say how far we've freaking come because never, ever would I go and spend $1,300 on a pair of slides.
Not even think about it.
That I'm going to wear in Bali and they're going to get probably destroyed.
Do you know what? That is the real definition of rich. It's not just luxury goods. It's the ability to buy and not even worry about it.
Right.
And just know that you're going to be okay.
Exactly. It's like I measure, I don't know about you, but I used to. I probably don't do it anymore. Or maybe I still do it a little bit. But I measure everything in sales.
Yeah.
So I'll look at these and I'll be like, oh, that's just one sale in terms of commissions.
I'm the same. I do it all the time. Yeah, that's fine, you know? You drop
like,
$3
that's easy.
That's fine.
Right.
That's the best way of measuring stuff and also the most dangerous way, but it's all good.
Oh, yeah. It's not.
It's
probably toxic, but you know.
It's toxic, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
So for those of you who don't know you, introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about, I guess, before sales, what you were doing and what made you come to the realization that you were like, right, I want to change career.
Oh, girl, where do I begin? I've always had really bad ADHD, so I've never really known what I want to do, but I've always been someone that knew they were going to work for themselves. And where that began, okay, so before that, I was an EA, and that was kind of my career path, but I was really good at it, but I always knew I wanted more, and I always knew that I had to be an entrepreneur and work for myself. But then my life took a turn when I went on a TV show.
And what TV show was that? Not that I need to be reminded. Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone's heard of it, but it's called Love Island. Love Island Australia.
I don't know if anyone's heard of it.
I don't know. Some people don't watch it, which was crazy, great experience. And my whole life changed after that. So for the past, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, I've always worked for myself. I've been so lucky to be able to work for myself. And then after that, I kind of got caught up in the glitz and glams of influencing, but it never really felt like me. I always felt like I was in a room full of people and I felt like I didn't know anyone and I just didn't feel comfortable. I didn't ever feel like myself. I never felt authentic and I was just like, what is my life? It didn't feel good, you know? And if you're doing something, it should feel good.
Right.
And I've always been very true to myself in that way, that if I'm not feeling good, I'll move on.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, when you really think about it, what didn't feel good about it?
Just the community of people I was around, which now that I have such a great community, I'm like really big on that. And I just felt like it was very empty. You know, like you can get sent all these amazing things and your whole life's on camera, but I don't know, I just feel like I wasn't really making a positive change. I was just flaunting stuff for money that half of it I didn't even like, you know, and you had to pay bills. So, there would be like a skincare product and maybe I used it once. I didn't even know if it was good. And I'd be like, this stuff is so good. You know, it's just inauthentic. And when that's your whole career, you don't really have the ability to be like, no, I'm not going to do that. You know? So
Right.
Yeah. At first we were taking everything, you know, after the show. And then I was like, okay, this isn't me. So I'm going to just try out online stuff. I tried everything, like drop shipping, YouTube automation, like anything you could think of. MLM. I even did MLM.
Oh my God, which one?
Oh gosh. So I did Herbalife.
Oh, you Herbie?
Yeah, I did a Herbie. And then I did Valentis and then Monet. Oh my gosh. I did okay, but I just wasn't loving it. I didn't like how, I'm going to just say it was scammy.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like I was just hounding my social media. It's like, join my team. I don't care what anyone says. It is a pyramid scheme, you know, and it's okay. It's still a way of earning money. And like, if you like it and you do it, great. I just didn't love it.
Yep.
So I tried all that. And then tried OF, you know, like went down that dark road. I was just going through a lot in life.
We've all been there, girl.
Yeah, it was.
Me and my
dark.
sister, I have vivid memories of me and my sister lying in bed being so badly wanting to be rich.
Yeah.
We looked at sugardaddy.com.
Oh my, I've been there.
Yeah, we've all been. It's literally, especially now that it's so in your face.
Yeah.
And I guess the lives of OnlyFans creators are so publicized and romanticized in a way.
It is almost romanticized, yeah.
Yeah, that it makes you think that choosing that would be okay. And it does feel very... I can understand why people feel pulled towards trying that. So yeah, we've all been there.
I know. And the thing is, my friends were doing it too. So that kind of makes it easier. They were like, oh, we're going to do it. So you should do it. And I was like, okay. So
Sales 101.
right. All us Love Island girls did it. You know, it was great. I'm not going to lie, it was good income. So then you kind of get used to the easy money and then it pulls you down into more and more darkness, more and more sin. I didn't even realize what it was doing to me internally, mentally, all of that until I was in my last relationship. And yeah, it was just super toxic, all of that stuff being involved in the relationship. So I was like, I need to make a change. And then, yeah, when I came to Bali, my whole life changed. I turned to God. I got baptized and I just completely let everything go. I had 3 different sources of income. I let them all go overnight.
Wow.
And with the click of a finger, I was like, okay, I'm not earning any money now. And I was like, oh, what do I do? And it was really scary, but it was also, I don't know, it was cool. It was invigorating at the same time. And I just remember Kyle, so my ex actually told me about remote sales and he was doing this program, a men's one. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. And I was like, it'd be great if there was like a female one. And I vividly just remember this. I was in the park in Pereiranan and I found you because I typed in sales Bali and you were the first page that came up. And I was like, oh, who's Brooke? And I remember, no joke, I sat there for 2 hours watching your videos and I was like, oh my gosh, like I love this girl. I don't even know you. And I was like, everything that she's saying, like I don't know. I felt like a certain pull to your videos and I never really get that. And I've never had that with anything else online. And I'm not the type of person to book in a sales call. Like I'll never do that, but I just did it anyway.
You chatted with Ali, hey?
Yeah, I chatted with Ali and it was great. But yeah, I was still kind of on the fence. And then I remember I messaged you and I just wanted to meet you. And then we like had lunch at open house and I was just like, wow, this sounds amazing. And I remember just going home. I signed up. I got straight onto training.
Yeah, like that
Literally
night.
that night, yeah. And
I remember I seen you in a session and we were at open house 1 second and then the next minute we were in a session. I was like,
hey.
Wow.
And I'm not kidding. From that day, my whole life was just committed to sales. Like some days I was watching sales for 10 hours a day. I just became obsessed with it. And I was like, I've never had this before with any other line of work. So I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. What do you think it was about sales particularly that really pulled you in?
I just love conversations.
Yeah.
And it sounds really basic, right? But I love connection. I love, talking to people, inspiring people. I've always been a positive person. So I've always seen, I'm always like the glass is half full. So if I can give anyone that kind of feeling, it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And I just think if you can do something that makes you feel good and makes other people feel good at the same time, then you're winning really.
And like you're missing a huge part of that, get paid for it.
Yeah.
Very well, not to mention.
Get paid for it, yeah. I kind of forget sometimes, but the life we live now is actually insane. And I'm so obviously I'm thankful to God, but I'm thankful to you because without She Sells and this community, that never would have happened.
Well, you've got to take some credit. I mean, like you did the hard thing that a lot of people get stuck on, right?
Yeah.
You actually quit before you had anything else. You were like, I am done with all of these things.
Yeah.
Cut the rope to all of them before you had a backup plan. And what that tells me is that you backed yourself 100%.
Yeah, I had no plan.
Yeah, right. And a lot of people don't do that. They stumble, they fumble.
Yeah.
Right at the very moment that it matters. But you were like, no, I'm done with this life. I'm going to make room for what I am supposed to step into. And I know it's going to find me. And you trusted in that.
Yeah,
and it did.
Fully trusted. I know. And the thing is, I actually used half my savings for She Sells. And I remember, because I'm not the type of person that struggles, right? I've always like been able to like do well for myself, have money. But I spent literally so much of my money, on like my last relationship.
Yeah.
So I had didn't have much. And I just remember being like, okay, something's got to work. And I was like, I'm just going for it. And
you got into She Sells when it was 5K.
Yeah.
You got in when it was 5K. That's insane.
I know.
When I think back to that.
The value that you get for that is just insane. And then I remember I was like, I had the meeting with Andrew and I was like, I just would love to replace what I'm currently earning or what I was earning in a full-time job. And then I made my investment back the next month and I was just like, this is crazy. And then it just kept going up and up and up. And now I'm just like, there's a new standard. There's a new normalization when it comes to money. And it's great. But I guess I always have been very positive when it comes to money and just knowing everything's going to be okay.
Right.
A bit Delulu even.
Yes. Well, the most successful people are the most Delulu. I feel like you would be one of those people that have just always done and been the best at anything you ever tried and did. I don't like, has there ever been an experience or like a job that you've done where you haven't landed on your feet or done whatever it took?
No.
Yeah. I mean, I could tell that before I even knew you.
Yeah.
There's this certain thing about some people where you're just like, it's almost that delulu-ness, I guess you can say, but it's like the backing of yourself, the just going all in and just knowing that it will all be okay.
It just always is.
Like I needed to snatch you up for She Sells immediately.
Yes.
I was like, let's get this girl a job.
Well, I just loved it though. And I just wanted to be a part of it. And the fact that it was feminine and just amazing, authentic, everything like that. Because there are so many of these types of things around. I actually saw Shelby as well. I remember I forgot to mention this before. And I was going to apply for that one. And then they had no slots open. Thank goodness, right? That was God just being like, no.
Yeah,
and then I found you and then I was like, okay. Yeah, so much better.
Wow, it's so cool. When you actually look back, it's like a sliding door
I was
moment,
just about to
really.
say sliding doors, yeah. Imagine how different my life would have been.
Okay, so you started straight away, and I do remember seeing you on every session. We were even doing one-on-ones at the time as well.
We did do one-on-ones, which really helped. Because I remember, it's funny now, I always think back to one of our one-on-ones where you were being very A-type and I just had to get out of my comfort zone. And now I'm constantly talking to A-type people and I love it.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go.
You are perfectly suited for the account that you're on.
I love it, yeah.
Talk us through the beginning. So, because there's a few transitions that happen when you step into remote sales. There's one when you say yes to She Sells and you decide that that's the career that you want to do.
Yeah.
There's another one when you first start working. And then there's another one that kind of happens when you're in the work. And maybe there's a time where you're doing it and then you have a realization that you want to move accounts or that you want more. I guess like walk us through a really honest version of, I guess, your experience, not only just with She Sells, but closing for the first time, what you learned, like the ups and downs, and then ultimately what made you land the role that you have right now.
Yeah, so it feels like a while ago now, but I remember I got stuck into all the training. I was obsessed with it. I remember going to Korea and I wanted to stay in the room half the time because I was like, I'm just really enjoying the training. Yeah. My ex was like, what are you doing? And then, I did my RPP, which was great. Loved that. And then I remember we were doing one-on-ones and I remember you are saying to me, we might have an opening at She Sells. And I was like, no way. And I was really excited. And that was for a setter. And I was like, you know what? I'm very new to the industry. I think I should learn to walk before I run, I don't want to think I'm better than anyone else. Like I'm going to do it from the start. And then, I got stuck into setting, which I loved. It was really good to get comfortable on the phone. And I did that for a few months. So I think I did that for 5 months.
Yeah,
almost.
a while. Yeah.
And then I did a bit of DM setting and everything. And I was kind of growing within She Sells. And I was like, this is really great. And then I remember I just had this moment where I was like, I just want to close. I need to do more. And I was loving it. And I felt I just felt like I wanted to do something different. So I remember I said to you, I was like, I think I'm ready to close.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm going to do my cert. And I was kind of nervous because I was working so much at She Sells. And I remember being like, okay, I just got to get this done. And I remember me and Monica, we were doing it together and we just role played so much, practiced for like a week. I only actually did like a week's worth of practice because it was so quick.
But you were doing it. You were fortunate enough to have an account that you could almost treat a bit like a training ground. So you were doing role play every day in reps.
Literally, I did so many reps and I spoke to so many women. It's funny, at the gala, I spoke to a few women that I set for and I was like, I spoke to you. And they were like, oh my gosh. It's kind of like, it was like a full circle moment.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, yeah. So I definitely did a lot of reps at She Sells. I loved the account. It was amazing. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to do my cert. So I did that. That happened so quickly. It was like a whirlwind. I did it with Gabby, I remember. And I was like, I think that went well. And then it was like a few days later. And I remember AP actually messaged me and said, I just heard about your grade. So keen to like talk about careers, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what grade? I don't even know that my grade. And he was like, oh, And then he was like, oh no, I wanted Brooke to tell you, but you got a HD. And I was like, get out. I was like, are you joking me? Like, I didn't think that. I was so excited. I remember I was crying and I was with my ex and we were like, oh my gosh. And I was just like, wow, okay, like over the moon. And I was looking at accounts and I was like, I'm going in. I'm just going to apply for as many. I don't care. I'll do interviews. I love it. I love interviewing. So there was fitness. There was all different types of accounts. But I just remember the interview process. I loved all of the interviews, but none of them felt like the right one, if you know what I mean. Like I pick up on energy quite a lot. And I remember there was ones for like Instagram accounts for social media, which I was like, that sounds great, but I don't know. I just feel like there's something missing. And then I remember AP came to me with this account called Blush, which is like a dating account. And he said to me, hey, I've got this account. I haven't told anyone about it. I feel like you'd be perfect for it. And I was like, tell me more. I remember I was in Ubud on holiday with my parents. And he was like, can you get me a video within the next hour? And I was like, I'm out right now, but I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
I was like, I ran home, I did it. And then, I had the interview. I will say though, the interview wasn't great, as in like, I didn't give my best performance. It was a role play. And Mitch, the person that was interviewing me, he was just giving me all these curveballs. And it was like really difficult men. And I was like, not gonna lie, I haven't sold to men. So this is very new for me. So that was the first moment I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, another leap.
Yeah,
this
could be tough. I need to work more. But he said to me, I remember this, he said, look, I'm not gonna lie, I've done like 15 interviews so far. You definitely are not the most experienced, but you have the best energy of the people that I've spoken to.
Goosebumps.
I know, I was like, oh, I love that. And he was like, you've just got this energy and aura, and I just feel like the people on the account are gonna love it.
Yep.
And I think that it's gonna, he was like, I feel like you'd be really good. I want you to do one more role play with a guy and send it to me within 2 days. And I was like, okay. So I remember I did the role play, sent it to him. He was like, okay, great. When can you start? Essentially, we're going to put you on a trial. And I was like, fair, 2-week trial, let's go. And then I think I started the week after. And I was really nervous, but really excited at the same time. Like it wasn't nerves where I was like, I can't do this. It was just like, I'm so interesting to see where this goes. And I remember my first call, my heart was racing so much because I was so used to being on the phone. And this was the first Zoom account I'd ever done. And I spoke to this guy, he was lovely, and I closed him. My first ever call, I was like...
One call closed. I was like, whoa. First call, and it was a PIF, right?
PIF, yeah. It was 6 months as well, which is like a 15K PIF. And I was like...
So how many, just for everyone listening in, 15K PIF, this is USD.
Yeah.
How much commissions is that for you?
So it's about, in Aussie dollars, it's about $1,800 to $1,900.
In 1 hour.
It was a 45-minute call as well.
45 minutes.
I was like, what?
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then I think I only had one call that day because he wanted to start me slow. So then the next day I had another call and I closed that one. And I was like...
So now we're almost at 4K.
I was like...
For the week.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? I closed 3 in a row. And then there was a few that I didn't close and I was kind of just like finding my feet, but I was just like, what is happening?
Those first wins are so important.
Yeah.
So important because you are so vulnerable. It's like you've just learned to walk,
Yes,
right?
literally.
So in that beginning phase, it's so important that you celebrate the win, big, small, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just that you need to see that you can do it.
Absolutely.
And so you had that. It's like you had 3 in a row. You're like, oh, I've got this.
Yeah, straight off the bat. I was like, this feels like home. This is me. This is
potent.
Great. It was so good. I was so happy. That you can't explain that feeling. It's almost like it's like a drug, right?
Yeah,
you know,
it
when
is.
You get the sale, you're like,
it is.
I need that feeling again.
So then just take us through. So you closed 3 in a row. You were still on a trial.
Yeah.
And then you didn't close a few. What started to go through your mind when you didn't close?
Oh, naturally, I was like, maybe I can't do this. The doubt starts to creep in. But I'm the type of person that I will just go balls deep into training. So then I was like, I know I have a lot of training from She Sells. I was like, maybe let's look at a man's perspective. So then I looked at some other NLP training. So I did another course, like a man's course, and I learned a lot from this. And I started implementing these techniques with them on the calls. And it was kind of like subtle nuances of things that you can say, connecting phrases, words, things that will make them feel, you know, stroking the ego, make them feel good.
Yeah.
Like very, very positive
Reinforcements.
Yeah. And it was great. And so I started doing that with all these successful men and they were just eating it up. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. Yeah, it was. And it was just all NLP. So then I started to do well again. And the month was good, to be fair. If I remember correctly, it was a 28K month.
It was massive.
Yeah, for my first month in sales, I was like, okay. Like
Tash and I actually spoke about this in a podcast recently, or like earlier, where my first month was 10K, Tash's first month was 20K, and your first month, I actually thought it was more than 28K in your first month. I remember getting a message from you being like, Brooke, I think I'm going to hit over 30K in my first month.
Yeah, so in the end, a couple of them didn't fall through, so it ended up being under.
Right,
It would have been like 32, but it ended up being 28, which is still amazing.
Oh my God. Here's me being like, you didn't hit 30.
Like, sorry. But yeah, I was like, that's massive. And I remember because when I told Tash about the account and everything, she was like, let's go 20K a month. And I was like, yeah, screw it. I'll do a 20K. I was like, you did it. I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I did it. Like, what?
Okay, that was easy.
Yeah.
Okay, I shouldn't say that. I'm going to take that back. It's never easy. And I love that you are the type of person because you started not closing. You closed 3, which, I mean, we could all say that's probably just like a lucky kind of streak, beginner's luck. It is, right? Yeah. And then you hit probably the reality, which is then where you really identified bottlenecks. But instead of being like, woe is me, this is too hard, I can't do it, you immediately looked for something to help you be better. And that tells me that you weren't attached to the outcome, you were attached to being the best.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's never, ever, ever a skill gap.
No.
It's never a skill gap. That's not the thing that goes first. Under pressure, the first thing that starts to leave you is self-concept. So all of a sudden you go from being like, I'm this amazing closer, I can do this, to, oh shit, I don't think I'm not cut out for this. And most people quit there.
Yeah.
Because it's an identity gap that's the problem. Exactly. Whereas you were like, okay, cool, I'm not there yet. No. What are the steps? What are the actions that I can take to get myself to where I want to be?
Yeah, I just think it's weird if you don't do that. Like no one's good enough to the point where they can be like, oh, woe is me. Because then it's like, no, that's a you problem.
Right.
If there's any kind of gap, fix it. Work on it.
I mean, it's hard to look in the mirror. It's really hard to go, okay, I suck.
Yeah.
Like that's hard. Yeah. I'm not where I want to be. That's really hard. So it's far easier. And this happens all the time. I see it on my own account.
Yeah.
It happens all the time where you slip into patterns and I mean, Tom? I just read Tom Ford.
I'm like, who's Tom? I'm like, what?
Scott's like, who the fuck is Tom? I swear on my life, there is a Tom Ford book here. And I was reading it as I was talking.
I do that all the time. It's the ADHD brain. Good old Tom.
Scott had to realign some of the girls today because they started to slip into the woe is me.
Yeah.
I need to send them this podcast and that podcast and this, and they need to have all this information so that when they speak to me, they're basically a lay down. It's like, no. In fact, like you need to trust that we've got you and we're going to set them up in the best way because if we start sending them millions and millions of hours of content, all they're going to do is cancel because of overwhelm.
Yeah, exactly.
So do your job.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to facilitate the change.
Yeah, I just think get better, be bigger and better because you can. There's always going to be someone bigger and better than you. You can never be too good.
Yeah,
ever. Especially when you're in your first few years of sales. especially when you're brand new. Like I was brand new. I was like, I have so far to go. Like literally there is never going to be an end to it. Even now I'm like, oh, I should probably look at some training. Like, because you can never be too good. Even weeks when I do 100% close rate, I'm still like, I need to get better.
Yeah.
There is never a time where I'm like.
Don't rest on your laurels. Don't rest on the fact that what is 100%, that's the limit. Like that's that you're just done now.
It's not
with
100% every
learning.
week.
No.
You know, it's never that. So I always look at the month and I'm like, okay, I might have had some really good weeks, but I might have had some really bad weeks. And so I even out the month and I'm like, okay, I can still improve that close rate.
Right.
And also, you know, there was bad times as well that I went through. Like I remember I was going through breakup, two breakups actually, because we got back together and then broke up again. And I just remember I was like, okay, usually when it comes to relationships, I let that impact me. So I would be the type of person that's like, you know what, I'm just going to lay in bed and I'm just going to be depressed and I'm going to be down. But I was like, this is the first career that I've ever had where I've been like, screw that. I'm going to show up and you know what, I'm going to close every single person because I'm not letting this define me. And that week, again, I had 100% close rate. And I was literally not sleeping, going through the worst breakup ever, still living with the guy. And I remember messaging you through it, just being like, yeah, I'm going through this. And so it's really, really tough.
You were literally having panic attacks. I remember you saying.
Outside of the calls, I was having panic attacks. It was
used, I mean, anger is the most potent emotion. So you used it to fuel you, to like move you forward, which I guess it actually showed you what you could do and that you didn't need him in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, you know what? When I'm not focused on my relationship, I'm actually doing better in all areas of my life. And I just feel lighter. And even though I've got so much heaviness in the trauma of that, I'm on these calls and I don't know, I'm just detached from anything and I'm just light and I'm just loving the conversation. And it's like something that's actually a positive thing for me. And because I said to you before, I love conversations. I was having these amazing conversations without thinking about my own stuff, even talking about relationships, which is the one thing that I'm struggling with, which I'm actually constantly struggling with, yet I'm still able to think about someone else's future and their relationships and how it can be the best version possible.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Wow. The fact that at the gala you came Women's Salesperson of the Year runner-up in your first year of remote sales.
Crazy.
And you are a $40,000 per month. Like, what's in store for you in 2026?
50K months for sure.
Woo!
50K months, absolutely. 2026 is all about hustle. It's all about just evolving. I want to do a lot more NLP work. I just really want to take things to the next level. And then eventually I want to look at business to business, I think.
Wow.
Because I'm talking to, you know, men of that kind of caliber now.
Yes.
I want to kind of stick within that area and kind of see
I'm actually not allowed to say this, but fuck it.
Ooh.
Fuck it. One of the girls in She Sells, which I will not name because I'm not allowed, she is selling property at the moment.
Ooh.
She's made almost 160K in comms.
In a month?
In 8 weeks.
Shit. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I'm like, maybe
I'm like, I
more.
think that's too, I mean, gosh, how can 40 to 50, that's too small. That's too small of a jump. Like you'll hit that next month.
All right, 50 to 100, let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Oh, yeah, with everything 100K months. It's been on my phone for ages, 100K months.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, 2026 is going to be a big year. I can already feel it.
Oh, for sure. 2025, we lit the match.
Yep.
2026, we danced in the fucking fire.
It's year one again. Let's go. It's going to be huge. And I'm just so excited for what's in store for all of us.
I can feel this energy, this like potency that's already starting to form and just like the build up to 2026.
Yeah,
like,
so can I.
All the shit's just coming now.
It's going. It's clearing.
Yep, it's clearing.
Leaving.
It's like,
Get
I'm just
rid
going
of
to dump. Everything is just like, vroom, in preparation to walk into the 1st of Jan, just like, oh, wow. Like, okay, I'm seeing the world differently.
Yes, I think all of us are going to have like a crazy evolution and we're just going to be at the end of 26 like, what was this year?
Right.
Probably in some really amazing hotel room, just like, what?
Well, this is why I'm saying, like, I think we're all capping ourselves on like small.
Yeah.
You know, like even when I had to redo my action board because I was looking at it and I'm like, I'm kind of already on track to do these things.
I need to go bigger and better.
I need to start thinking like bigger than this.
Yeah.
So come here, Tashi. Tashi's just been listening in. Let's make a pact that this time next year.
Tashi.
Hi, I'm also in the same outfit.
Whoa. Oh, yeah,
We're all in the same outfit.
Let's go.
Let's make a pact this time next year. We come back to Dubai,
Yes.
wherever we are.
Can we go? We're going to Monaco.
or Abu Dhabi?
No, we're going to Monaco.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, or
down with
Saudi.
that. Or Saudi.
Okay, Saudi, but I'm not coming back to Dubai.
Okay.
Okay, Dubai.
No.
No,
Okay,
Dubai.
let's
We can
Saudi.
we can do better than Dubai.
Yes.
Saudi, we'll do a podcast again and we'll just literally, I want to play clips of this and just be like, wow.
And we're all going to like show what we did, the goals that we actually achieved because we will be achieving them.
Right.
I'm so
Okay,
keen.
is this where we cut our hands and put the blood?
Let's go. Stella, that's how you girls have been doing it. You witches.
She cool.
And that's what's in store for 2026. Well, Cassie, thank you so much
Thank you.
for flying all the way to Dubai.
I know, right?
Let's go.
Thanks for having me.
It's been amazing chatting and I'm excited to see what you do in 2026.
Game.